Alright people, so it's another day, another episode of our building cars. Today we are actually prepared to do the first coat of epoxy, which is pretty much excited. So let's go. Basically, as you saw, one day we did the front with the front bumper, then we did then we did the sides. So the sides and the front is pretty much dry up, but the back is at some spots it's pretty like thick coated, so it's still, I can see some pretty like wet spots. So I think we're gonna avoid that, and we're not gonna turn around the car, because I think now we're gonna do like the side skirts, the sides, and then probably, maybe if it's gonna be possible, we're gonna do a second coat, but even not today or tomorrow, it doesn't matter. And then this rear bumper is supposed to be pretty much dry out, and it's gonna be prepared. We also can work easily on the front, so I think we have plenty of places to work on. So first of all, I think I'm just gonna check for some like big imperfections, like overlapping and stuff like that. I'm just gonna trim it off pretty fast, clean up entirely, like everything as much as possible, like as good as I can. And then I think we're just gonna use some tape and tape it all the perimeter, either one or two layers. So I'm just gonna like either touch it or overlap it, it doesn't matter, it's gonna like be easy to remove. So first, clean up everything and prepare for the actual work. Alright, so as you saw, we basically did 1/4 of this arch of the fender, and I was kind of struggling with that big roll of glass fibers because it was either way, I don't know, maybe it's a bit different because it was from like a different shells from however you wanna say it, where you like cover the walls with all the vinyls. It was basically still a glass fibers like roll, but for some reason, even that is like super like thin, it doesn't want to like curve or like go in or go out. As you can saw, I was kind of cutting almost every single corner because it didn't want to bend. Even so, I tried like, you know, physically bend it, hold it, and then put it back. It's still just flat sheet, so that was not real good. But the thicker one, this novel that you saw, like whiter one, worked pretty well. I was from last time where we did the hood, I cut it up like in those like long pieces, and that worked pretty well. I managed to like physically, you know, bend at some points and just cover it pretty nice, no big problems. So, but yeah, I used it all. I used 250 milliliters of resin with the hardener, of course, and now I'm gonna go and buy that normal glass fiber sheet. I think I'm gonna take some more because it's Friday on the weekend, you know, you never know who's gonna work or not. So yeah, let's go. Alright, so I think we're just gonna go and check a few different stores because I was kind of, you know, testing few different materials, few different epoxy. This epoxy way better. It's like way more, how you say, like way more like fluffy, and later on wants to really stick to something, like it gets like really sticky, so that's good. But for the glass fiber like sheets, I think we're just gonna go and go through like 2 or 3 different stores and look for the best, because we're definitely gonna need more than one pack, because one pack I think includes like how much is like half a square meter, which is not super enough, especially when you're doing like 2 layers. Then those 2 layers become only half, not half, but quarter of a square meter. So I think at least for the first time we need like 10 packs of these fiber sheets. So gonna go check through a few stores and yeah, let's go. Alright, so I have been into one shop. One pack of half a square meter costs €6, like the lighter weight, like 150 grams or 200 grams per square meter. So that's pretty expensive. I mean, it's Novol, it's a good company, but for a huge amount that we need, it's a bit too pricey, and there's nothing much of a difference. The glass fibers are almost all the same, like how they're being made. So I think we're just gonna go to other shop where I for sure know that it's same company brand but sells for way less. I think it's like €3 or something. So hopefully they have a lot, because I think I'm just gonna take 10 packs. And one more thing, I used the gloves that were supposed to be used for the spray foam. I'm not recommending to do that because it was stucky and it was just a mess to work with it. It's like too big, it's just going all the way, sticking to your brush, to your scissors, to the fibers, you know, and so on. So I think I'm gonna take the box of those silicone gloves, like basically regular gloves for like cleaning and stuff, which is just from silicone. So let's go and check it out. Alright, so after searching in a few stores, I found a pretty great deal. The automotive show, the shop, was one pack like 6, another one was like 7 euros. 6 euros for just a regular fibers mesh, and 7 euros for actual cloth of the thing. A glove, big box, 100 gloves, XL size, decent, like 5 euros. That's very good. And well, I took what we find like in the shell and how much we have. So I took 3 packs of just regular this like messy mesh, for example, glass fibers, 3 packs. And then I found the actual cloth. As you can see, it looks like an actual, how do you say, like a carbon fiber cloth. Same, they have the glass fibers. So I think we're gonna test them, and they're like way smaller, but they're like very like flimsy. So I think this is gonna work really well. We'll see about that. Took 4 packs. One pack cost like 4 euros and 60, 4 euros 60, something like that. This thing, 4 euros 50, one pack. So huge difference when you're gonna buy more than 5 and so on, you know, just either way you're gonna need a lot. So if you're gonna count how much you're gonna spend without looking, then it's a pretty huge numbers. So I think we're gonna continue with side. I think we're gonna today like finish the whole side, 2 layers, and let me show you what is happening with the actual that we like covered already. So I don't know, as you can see, looking pretty good. Some parts, as you can see, like overlapping, but those are completely fine. But the best thing about it, here it's already like hardening. You can touch it, it's not sticking at all, like not sticky. The edge, I don't know, can you see it? But we have like a clear edge. You can see my finger, just it's already like real nice. So that's very, very good. So which means this thing hardens very, very quickly. What, it's been like 30 minutes, I think, since we left this. So super nice. So I think we're just gonna continue now cutting, mixing, and continue covering this whole side. As you saw, I did basically one side, the only like the front, like 2/4 maybe, left only do second layer. Basically the half is 2 layers, other half is 1 layer, but I highly like this thing, which is just like fibers like all over the place. That sucks. Now what I do recommend is to actually use like a cloth, like as you see, like this kind of cloth. So it's very flexible, like super flexible. And when I had to do like the over the side skirt, like you know, that bottom plate, which is basically, it looks like this, and I had to do like all around like that. With this regular one, it's pretty struggle like to do it, because it's pretty rough material. Even if the grams, like for those who gonna use, I use, as you can see, maybe you can see, 150 grams per square meter. So this is a bit lighter, same as this one, is supposed to be like the same, but this is like harder to work. Now though, on this hand, this I really liked it. I used it, one of that and one of this, so basically it's very easy to work with, even if you have like inside corners, outside corners, bends, and like going turn and twists, you know. It's very easy to just poke it with your brush and it just stays there, doesn't go anywhere. It's slightly thinner, it looks thinner than the like this one, but with this one the problem is when you're applying the coats and you just have to like brush it and brush it like that inside that epoxy, it starts to kind of get messy, and a lot of, you know, like a bunch of hairs just gonna like flow around, and it's just messy. With this thing though, you just apply, nothing happens, only the edges of that, you know, because it's like fibers going this directions and this directions. Where you cut it, only like side few fibers like come apart, and that's it. So this like €4.64, this $4.49, so for 15 cents you don't have to struggle, easy to work with. Even if you needed to do a third coat, doesn't matter, because, you know, save your time, save your whatever. So I hope you're gonna get that thing, what I'm telling you, just in case you're gonna do it yourself. So the cloth, highly recommend. If it's like tiny twists and like, for example, like all the ventilations and everything, I recommend to use 150 grain per square meter. If you're gonna do, for example, like big pieces and only like flat and slightly like, you know, at angles, you can use 300 grain, which is like thicker, you know, because you don't need to bend it like crazy angles and stuff. So yeah, overall I used 750 milliliters. This is like quarter left of the epoxy. So I think at the complete like one side I'm gonna use like a whole liter to do 2 layers, so that's decent. And yeah, I'm gonna leave it overnight, gonna see what happens. And yep, thank you all of you for watching. You drop a like if you like these episodes. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, you click subscribe so you don't miss out our, you know, new episodes, because we usually post daily. And thank you. So see you next time.